Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Middle Eight podcast. What's going on, guys? You all right?
Wheezy.
Come on.
What a guan? How's your week been?
What a guan.
Go on, you go, bro.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. I've been all right. This week's been good, you know. I was just saying pre-recorder, pre-camera, off camera, as they say. It's been a mad one. There's a lot that's going on, like that I need to get sorted before Christmas and New Year. So a lot of it was piled on this week. So it's been a bit of a stressful week, but it's been good. It's been good. I'm a little bit less stressed now because certain things I don't have to deal with anymore. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Christmas and the break, you know.
And you do?
Sorted my Christmas shopping.
Early.
What else did I do? Bought a little ring light for the pod. What did I do? Just artwork up to my eyeballs.
Okay.
Just trying to secure the bag.
Money.
Pay this rent.
Money.
You know, that's it. Just hustling, like freaking P. Diddy out here. Yeah.
I hear you guys.
What about you, Cherry? What about you?
I'm all right, you know. I'm just getting used to the new way of life and all of the things that it comes with. Taking a few, what's the word? Leaps of faith and trying to see where that takes me in this life.
Right. Yeah, go find out.
But you know what? One of the things that I've definitely done this week, yeah, is spent way too much time on Clubhouse. Can we just talk about
Oh, God.
Because I know I'm not the only one. Listen, it got to the point where I had to turn off my notifications.
But you didn't give notifications for the thing? Never in a million years.
I had it because let me see what I got. Because the first couple of times I went in there, I was literally like in US rooms, like playing my music, networking or whatever. So I wanted to keep abreast of like what was going on there, innit? So I kind of kept notifications on. I said, no, sir. No, I'm off. How have you found
do you know what? I feel like you, in the beginning, and I say beginning, like when it was a little bit more exclusive, I think it was a little bit more beneficial. Like you could curate your, I don't know what you want to call it, timeline or what they call it, hallway, a little better and end up in rooms where people are dropping gems or the network opportunity is great. But I feel like since they've opened it up a little bit more, the floodgates, some of the people that have come in are just shagging the thing, man. Like some of the conversations that I've seen, honestly, I don't think I've gone on it for about a week now. I might dip in and out. I used to be addicted. When it first came out, I was on it like for hours up at night to 4 o'clock in the morning, up in the American rooms, like just on it. And this week and the last week as well, I haven't been on it. When I saw that room a few weeks ago, what they call it, the moan room, where basically people are, just like, you know what they're doing. Basically.
What type of moaning is it, man?
It was the moaning when
Jermaine.
It was that. It's not the moaning like I'm annoyed. It's sexual sounds.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And I think they had like cash app, so like the best moan gets some cash app or whatever. I couldn't believe it, man. And it was a British room as well. And I just thought,
I should have went in there, bro.
You know what? I'm so curious to see, like, bro, what's going on in there?
Yeah, I was out.
I would have made some quaint.
Or to try the things, still gonna lie.
Listen, I've definitely fallen out of love with Clubhouse. I still think it has its benefits. I still think there's some connections to be made. There's a lot of people just faking who they are, like fake A&Rs, fake label execs. There's a lot of that. It's like it's the new Instagram, innit? It's like, okay, this is a new thing. Now I can recreate myself again and be something that I'm not. And you're getting a lot of that. But you know what pissed me off? And I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. So what's this idiot boy called? What's his name? Is
Mark
it Mark? Right. So on a normal day, he annoys me, and I don't understand.
I'm with you.
There's a few
What
things.
does he do?
Oh, he's on Backchat. Yeah, he's like one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me, like some of the things that he says are so outrageous, especially when it's pertaining to Black women. Yeah, and I was having this conversation earlier. Like, you're an African man, right? You're probably like first generation. So your mum is an African woman. Like, she was born in Nigeria or Ghana or wherever you're from. She was born there. So some of his rhetoric towards Black women is mad to me, because I'm thinking, you came from an African Black woman. You're not removed certain generations where you might start to get a little brainwashed, or the Western culture starts to kind of get in the way of things. You're directly from the source. So the way he talks anyway on Backchat for me is mad. I don't know if like the new generation, especially some of the guys, if it's they're just injecting at themselves and it's just pure steroid madness, or they're just, I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it, because some of the things that he says for me is outrageous. And I was saying to someone, you know, man like that, God is going to give them a girl child when it's time to have children.
That's how it works.
Or you're gonna get a boy and a girl is gonna mash him up, and you're gonna have to pick up the pieces because some of the recklessness you were saying in your
What's his
teams,
name?
like Mark Cuban. So he started this room, right?
Cuban.
Called? Yeah. Or
MARK Cuban.
So we started a room in a clubhouse called Are Black Women Shit in Bed? Yeah. And obviously it's clickbait. So everyone's gone in there and they're chatting their shit. So I didn't go in the room. I only seen the aftermath where obviously Sideman has come in.
Love Sideman.
Oh man.
Love
like
him.
The way he handled him for me was just, it was expert level. So
Mhm.
Sideman's gone in there and challenged the title of the group. And obviously Mark hasn't liked that. And then he's tried to come at him on some roadman thing, like, when I buck you, rare tear tear. And Sideman, like, his intelligence and the way he like navigated that entire situation was masterful. Like, he did it in a way which made Mark look very stupid. Mark eventually and reluctantly apologized, and it kind of put things back into perspective. So Sideman was like, you know what? We can't be doing this as Black men. We can't be like, the phrase that lashed me when he said bulldozing our way through life because we've got a few muscles, and think that because I don't agree with a man's opinion, I'm gonna fight him. That doesn't work like that. We're adults.
Or that because I can violently win the fight, that means I'm right.
That means I'm right. And Sideman shut him down so beautifully, man. And I'm glad, and I'm hoping he can take that and like mature in his life. You know what pisses me off the most as well is that these kind of individuals, for whatever reason, clout, want to like get fame or want to get famous or whatever, will do or have these platforms and spew out some of the wickedest, hateful, vilest things, and just carry on with life like it's normal. Like you're not saying the wickedest things.
But you know what's worse about that, bro, is the amount of people that they have in agreement with them.
This is
because that's why they're able to fly and flourish. With them.
And that's the part of Clubhouse where I'm like, when I see that happening, like I dipped my toe into a room earlier and It was just basically it was basically just talking about black guys being with white women and vice versa. And some of the ignorance that I heard, I think I was probably in there for like a minute, 45 seconds. And I was like, do you know what? Just leave quietly, because I'm not gaining anything from this.
Right.
It's pure ignorance. And it seems as though when there's not a discussion with an intention to learn, that's when I'm like, I'm out. Because then it's just like, it just becomes like a rally. Do you get me? It's like, you might, it's a race rally in the room, and I'm like, but white people, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, white people can just come in here and this is how you guys are talking, and it's just a bit mad. And I just find that any room that gets like that, it can be talking about anything. It can be talking about, like, a lot of obviously R&B rooms eventually, especially if they're rooted in the UK, get overrun by grime and drill people. And then it's like, oh, I thought the title was R&B. We're talking about J Hus. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about, then we start talking about Skepta, and the title says
R&B.
Play your best R&B song. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so it's just like, when it starts to get like that, and it starts to just kind of really veer off course. And I love when people can be like, just like, there's certain people who will just bring it right back around to the topic of the thing. And I love when that happens, because, you know, these, like, especially when they're talking over each other and one at a time, one mic, one mic.
Let me land.
Fuck's sake. But yeah, it's definitely, it's an acquired taste, and I feel like it's a huge window into where a lot of people are at, and it's either really positive or really negative.
Yeah, there's no middle. And that's scary to me. That's scary that there's like a majority. Yeah, it's scary that there's a majority that think the way that they do. Because if that is like reality, because sometimes you think, you know what, actually what I'm seeing is just in my social bubble. I follow certain people, and naturally we kind of follow similar people. We end up in similar spaces. So sometimes it can be a little bit what's the word? It's there's a word for it. But it tricks you into believing that what that space is reality. And in actual fact, it's just your bubble. And you're in the same space with the people that believe what you do or not. You're just in that space. And my worry is that this is not a bubble. And there's a majority of society that believe what Mark believes, and that is brazen to say certain things, especially about black women. Like, and that's my biggest gripe. Like, as a black man born from a black woman, do you know what I mean, that has raised 3 children on her own, because my dad died fairly young, so my mum had the responsibility of raising 3 children on her own. Like, whenever I see disrespect to black women, I like the anger. I would box a man's face off. Like, don't talk about black women like that in front of me, because your lips, I will smack them off of your face.
You know, it is. I understand, and the passion. It's so nice to hear passion from another black man, because, like, it took me years to get over past trauma, and it took me years to heal through so many things I heard as a child, and so many things I heard, like, in school growing up, about the male preference, the black male preference, where it pertains to me and how I look. Like, that's taken me ages to work through. And I'm not done, because when things happen, it triggers it again. And you just kind of sit there like, rah, we still here. And this is not coming from my bro. My brother, like, you could be one of my family, but like, it's coming from my own. And I think just like the most hurtful way that it could come.
Yeah, of course.
It was clickbait or not, like you're playing with such a sensitive issue, yeah. Now, I describe people like him, Harl height and Moscows, yeah. Lights on and nobody is on.
Not
because
a single person.
Got no substance of. Not an ounce of substance. And you're walking around.
That is it. Caveman. Caveman. You know what's madding to me as well?
And can you imagine that? Go on.
No. Go on, Jay.
No, I was going to say, can you imagine if, Sideman was a next man who didn't handle it with such poise and intelligence? Do you get me? Like, that could have went somewhere completely just out of hand, and that's the energy you're bringing to a social media platform. Like, and you've got your own social media platform. Say that again.
What's the postcode?
Everybody has in. Yeah. Sorry.
What? Like, and it's like, where does it end then? And you're in a room of people that you don't know. You don't know who's in this room exactly. You can't count the 170 odd people who's in the room at the same time. So you don't know who's watching you, your brand, and how you're moving and blah, blah. You could literally have blocked so many blessings, and he probably has from carrying on like that. And I'm just like, there's so many men who would have definitely not handled it like Sideman handled it. Like, because I feel like certain people, especially if you follow him on Instagram and YouTube or whatever, you've basically just been a fan of his or a follower of his for years, you'll see that he looks deep into the underpinnings of how stuff works in the world, like a Dave Chappelle would or a Jay-Z would, and he's got like smart, and he's able to really articulate his thoughts and his feelings. So to try and get into fisticuffs with a man like that, he'll just talk you into your moves, fam. Like, it's like, what is, like, and that's exactly what he did. Like, he literally just made someone so big and, like Cherry said, like a flipping Sasquatch, just look like a little boy.
Very quickly. And that's the problem.
Very quickly.
He's moving through the world just like that. Like, just the ease of how he went straight into, well, when I buck you, says that actually that is his life. Like, that's how he resolves conflict. That's how you resolve
every issue then.
It's straight violence. Yeah. And that's mad being a black man. Like, and you know why it's mad? Because every day I'm de-escalating myself because of the stereotype of black men in general. So I'm not shouting. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not making big movements. I'm out here giggling and laughing when I don't want to be, because there's already this mad stereotype about black men that I'm trying to not like keep up.
Perpetuate,
Yeah, it's mad. So for someone who is and we don't escape that world. Like, no black man, female, woman, like child escapes that world. We don't escape it and have this ignorance like, oh yeah, that's not me. We see it in every instance of our life. So for him to act like that, it's like, it's either you're dumb or you're just dumb. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no two ways about it. And to him to continually act like that, it's like, I almost feel like where have we failed as a society, and we have individuals like him, and I'm not even just pointing a finger at him, because actually I've seen this behavior across the board in different people, in different generations. And I just think, like, how are you moving like that? How can you move like that when there's a sect of us, that are fighting?
He's moving like that because there's been no Sideman to check him.
This is it. And that's
when there's no one around, like all the people in his circle. Obviously, he is big, he may come across intimidating, and if that's his go-to is violence, then no one's going to check him. But someone who lives 4 hours away, like, what are you going to do, bro? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just illogical to even take it there. And both of you are in, considerably, you know, visible social platform, like have your own things going on. So
right.
it's just senseless. That's like me chatting to Reggie Yates and being like, bro, do you get me? Like, it's just like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
it's painful to watch, man. It's painful to watch knowing that there's a lot of us, and I would say the majority of us, that are actually trying to make things better for us, for Black people in the UK, for Black people around the world. We're actively taking steps to make things better, whether that's talking up and educating, whether that's growing children, having conversations within our bubble. Do you know what I mean? We're actively trying to make a change. And then you have individuals that, for me, just feel like poison. Like, you're literally like, and excuse the phrase, you're literally cancer. You're killing us from the inside, and you're part of the system. It's mad. You're part of the, when I mean the system, I mean you're part of us all. And you're from the inside, nyamming us out. How is it possible? And for clout, like, are we? Where have we got to in life? I know this is a deep one, but it's rattled me, because where have we got to in life where clout is higher than everything else? It's higher than truth and integrity, and do you know what I mean? Just being a decent human being, just so you can get a few likes.
I think it's because it's very evident that it's become more than that, because it's like we will sit here and say like, oh, clout will get you a few likes, but them likes, depending on how many likes they are and how many followers they can give you a whole new lifestyle.
I get that.
So it's just like people are chasing that. I'm not agreeing with it and saying that it's right.
I hear you.
That's what they're doing, because let's face it, like the word influencer, as loosely as it's used, is making people, is giving people the means to just live life out here. So if a man seeing the next man do that, I'm trying to think, how can I fast track my thing? Like, even when Clubhouse was talking about like, even going back to the R&B subjects and talking about like, oh, how certain artists have like dropped a tune, certain influencers have dropped a tune and bust case, and there's artists that have been grinding for years or whatever. And I was in a room with Wiley, and I think that Loz girl was in there, the Shaku on the beat one, and then Osh came in as well, and obviously they both know for like a clip going viral and it like mashing up the place kind of thing and making them like a lot of like likes and popularity and other things that have come from it or whatever. And it's just that question again, like, what's the correct way to go about this? Grind for time and climb the ladder like a snail, or do something wild and go viral? And some people just choose the latter because they can't be bothered, and they're not passionate about music.
This is it.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. And this, I think this is what separates. This is what separates. And I hate to sound like an elitist or someone who's like a purist when it comes to like artistry, right? But that's what I really think separates like the greats from the people that are just here for fun. It's like, you've got to love this thing, and you've got to want to do it because you love it. And I understand that there are people in it that come in it for the money and whatever, and you're in and you're out, whatever. But it just muddies the water for me. Like for me, music is very like, what's the word? I think it just transcends everything that we know about humanity. Like, there's something so magical about music, and we've never, as a human race, been able to kind of articulate what it is. Like that feeling that you get when you hear your favorite song, or a song makes you cry, or a song makes you happy, or as performers, when we hear people sing back our songs to us, or as people that love music, when you're in the crowd watching your favorite artist and you get that goosebump feeling. Do you know what I mean? Or when people who are on the clean other side of the world are singing your lyrics in your language. Do you know what I mean? There's magic in music. Or when or when you see people with Alzheimer's who haven't spoke in years, all of a sudden hear a song and they're singing it word for word. There's magic in music. And then when people just come and take it for any play, it's mad to me. It's so mad to me. I know I'm taking it deep today, but this Clubhouse thing has rattled me on so many levels, especially some of those R&B groups. And you know what pissed me off is that find ourselves, and I think I've done it, I've almost done it, going into rooms, playing our songs to people who don't give a damn. Like, they don't give a damn and they can't do a damn. So all they're gonna say to me is, "Oh yeah, that's fire, bro." Okay.
Fire, bro.
But I know that. Do you know what I mean? I know that. I've spent years like perfecting my craft. I know that. I've shared this in my inner circle, people that I trust, and I know it's good. So why am I here showing you what are you gonna do? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes these things are counterproductive, especially for our mental health and for our artistry. Like, what validation do we need from?
I feel like, sorry to cut you.
No, go for it, bro.
I feel like I've done it. I did it once. I played a couple tunes from the album, like to come or whatever. What'd you say?
I've done it bare times.
And yeah, like you said, like it didn't result in anything. And a huge part of me was like, you didn't feel the song because you're listening to it like it's an EE on hold phone call. Like that, it sounds like hold music through the speaker. So you're not hearing all the intricacies and the bass and how it's obviously mixed to a point where it's gonna affect you. So if it's just like, if as a performer, my years and years in this game is now whittled down to trying to showcase my talent through a phone, I'm not really comfortable with that. And I feel like I just went with the moment because, you know, some of the rooms do have a very like loving and positive vibe in there. And you kind of just be like, oh, someone's playing their music. I've got some music to play. And it seems like, you know, you're just playing to your friends. But like I said, like there's no real reward at the end of it. And you just get frustrated when people are praising music that's trash.
Bro, that's one of the reasons why, like, I've stayed away from some of these rooms, because you think to yourself, like, what are we doing? Like, why would I spend from sunset to sundown, like recording harmonies when you don't give a damn? I've sang this line 800 times because one note's wrong. Do you know what I mean? And what you want to shout about is pling, pling, pling. Are you mad? You're mad. I can't do it. And I can't do these opinions on people who have no real love for R&B, and no real weight to make R&B move forward. All I hear is opinions. UK R&B should do this. We should do that. We should do grime. We should jump on the drill beat. We should do Afro swing. No.
And no one's got the answers. No one knows what to do. But the only thing, every conversation like that is going to end in do everything that you can. That's every conversation, like try everything. And me and Cherry have had a conversation recently just about like, so what happens when you've done everything and it's not ticking all the way over? Like,
because they don't care.
But the thing is, it's like some people just, because the industry's so fucked now, no one knows what to do, bro. Like, there's not like a protocol of, cool, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna sing, and this is how you're gonna sing it, and this is how you're gonna perform it, and then you're gonna get signed, and then you're gonna release a music video, and then the album's gonna come out, and then blah, blah, blah. It was so straightforward before, but the industry's so fucked now, and there's so many people doing it, as you will experience after 49 seconds of being in Clubhouse. Yeah, just dropped the EP, I just got my single out, and everyone is an artist, bro. So
everyone.
you trying to go the traditional way of how the music used to work is not necessarily going to work for you. And you trying to do this new thing, if it doesn't, you know, tick all your boxes authentically, then people are going to see through that. And then you could just be doing one thing. Like a lot of people want to say, yeah, just be consistent, just do it, do that, and then just do another one, and then just do, and do 5 of those. And then when you've done 5 of those, do the album. And it's like, hold on, wait. So I'm an artist. I'm writing all of this, bro. And it's coming, and I'm drawing from real life experiences. At what point do you think I'm just gonna fabricate this like I work in a factory and it's a Mars bar every single time? Like, these are real songs that I'm singing, and I've made sure that I'm not regurgitating my style, not regurgitating my concepts, regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. And every project has a different like vibe and concept, and it's just like, so you just want me to be a robot, basically. And then it not work for me, and then you're just gonna keep, after it doesn't work, be like, just do it again, man. Like, one day it's gonna tick over. Like, I feel like I've reached my, with the music industry, I really have to step back and see it for what it is. And I'm at a point where I have to have fun with it, and music, period, has to be on a passion project vibe, because otherwise, if I take it too seriously and expect certain results based on the hard work that I've put into it, even take away my years of doing this. Just like if I say, cool, tomorrow I'm going to start working on my album and it's going to come out by July, blah, blah. If I put my blood, sweat and tears into this thing, all I can do is hope on Michael Jackson's lucky star that it's going to work. And then when it doesn't, no one can tell me why, though.
Never. No one can ever
even say, oh, so what's your social media looking like? Oh, this looks amazing. Oh, yeah, I've seen how what's your pictures like? Oh, these look really slick and blah, blah, blah. What's your production like? Oh, this sounds like anything Usher would put out, blah, blah. What's your stage performance like? Oh, you're killing it, man. You're really doing the dancing and blah, blah. What's your videos looking like? Oh, wow, like the lighting and blah, blah. Every box is ticked, bro. But what now? Oh, just do another one, man.
What it is. Oh, what it is. I know what it is.
Go on, Cherry, tell us. What is it?
Just, you don't lick enough batty.
Come on.
Oh, facts. Man.
The truth.
You ain't lying. You're not lying.
Truth.
And these are the hoops that you have to jump through.
You're not lying, you know. You're not lying. You're
That's
not
the
lying.
Hoops. That is the hoops.
You don't lick enough batty, bro. And you're not getting bed with the right people. Right. You're not getting approved by the right people. You're not getting co-signed by the right. You're not getting co-signed by the gatekeepers that would, make your project and your numbers fly into the sky. You don't know the guy at Spotify, and you don't know the guy at YouTube. You need to do.
Can we talk about having to know someone at Spotify?
This is it's mad, isn't it?
And the falsified submit your music 3 weeks before submissions. Oh, whatever, bruv. You just spoke to Nigel, bruv, and you just got on the R&B playlist. And that's why your thing's gone shum. That's why your thing is got 169,000 streams
in 1 week.
Your Instagram and your Twitter followers is on 900.
Right.
Where's your fan base, bro?
Right. How did they stream so much?
Magically, that's your numbers. Right. And your monthly listeners is in the stratosphere, but your Instagram is looking barren.
What do you think that is? People just lying about having an inside scoop?
This is
I just feel like we now live in a world, and just going back to I believe that Ricardo, you started a Clubhouse room called Transparency or something along them lines, right?
Yeah.
Just going back to that conversation, people just need to be honest about them paying Paul to get on a playlist.
Right.
I paid my man. People will obviously throw around the no management, no blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I hate it.
But you're paying someone who does management, who would do what a manager does. So essentially, you're painting the picture that is organic growth, and you just dropped a song yesterday and it's at 100,000 streams and blah, blah, blah. But you basically hired label services. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's wrong. Anyone listening, I'm not saying that's wrong, but don't lie. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't act like, because what it does to people who are literally from the ground up, and I'm not even referring to myself, I'm just talking about any artist up and coming or whatever. You just, it's what you're doing is basically what Instagram does. You're lying about the state of your situation.
Yeah.
When you could just be like, cool, I dropped this song or whatever, put my man in your thingy, sat down with none of that. You're just trying to like keep all of that in the back. And I said this to my brother as well. I said, bro, no one's going to tell you what they had to do to get ahead.
Yeah. And
they will never tell you. It's basically the equivalent of paying for your likes.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then saying, oh, thank you guys so much for liking my post. Nah. That's what they're doing. And it's
thank
mad,
you guys.
like you said,
thank you guys so much. When the Spotify wrap up comes, oh my gosh, I can't believe I reached 79,000 countries.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Honestly, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
How do you feel about the Spotify wrap, Jermaine?
Oh. I mean,